As sirens wail in Tel Aviv and missiles rain down on Tehran's proxies, the world watches with bated breath. But in New Delhi, the stakes are higher than headlines reveal. Because when your best friend is in a shooting war with your strategic partner, you don't just watch, you walk a tightrope. India is perhaps the only major power that maintains close ties with both Israel and Iran. And as tensions boil over in the Middle East, India must now play its most difficult hand in modern diplomacy. Before we move forward, please like and subscribe to Strategic Vanguard, and please share this video. Breakdown of the current military escalation between Israel and Iran. Trigger events: Iranian drone and missile attacks, Israeli retaliatory strikes, role of proxies, Hezbollah, Houthis, IRGC-backed militias, U.S. involvement and strategic stakes, regional fears of full-scale war and energy market disruptions. This isn't just a tit-for-tat skirmish. For the first time, we're seeing direct Israeli attacks on Iranian soil, and vice versa. This raises fears of a much broader regional conflict, with implications far beyond the Middle East. India's defense relationship with Israel is robust and deep. Over $3 billion in defense deals in recent years. Israeli tech powers. India's air defense systems, surveillance drones, and border security. Co-development of Barak 8 missile systems, intelligence sharing post-2611 and in Kashmir. Israel is not just an arms supplier to India, it's a high-trust defense partner. From missile tech to counterterrorism, Israel gives India what few others do: rapid innovation, discretion, and reliability. Before we move forward, please like and subscribe to Strategic Vanguard, and please share our videos to be updated with the latest news, reviews, and expert analysis from the world of defense and strategic affairs. India's relations with Iran stretch beyond defense. Chabahar Port, India's gateway to Central Asia and a counter to Pakistan's Gwadar. Iran was once a major oil supplier. India defied U.S. pressure for years to continue buying Shia-Sunni balance in Indian diplomacy. Cultural, civilizational, and linguistic ties. Iran is not just geography, it's a bridge. India relies on Iran for strategic access, energy diversification, and as a counterweight in Central Asia. Alienating Iran would mean giving that space to China. India hasn't condemned either side in the conflict. Why? India's doctrine of strategic autonomy. Need to balance its Quad alignment with US with Eurasian regional interests. Risk of pushing Iran towards China and Pakistan. India's non-aligned legacy meets new power diplomacy. India isn't sitting on the fence, it's straddling it like a statesman. The goal isn't neutrality, it's interest preservation, a classic realpolitik move, and so far, it's working. India's 9 million citizens in the Gulf are vulnerable. Energy prices and inflation risks. Could the conflict impact India's shipping lanes in the Strait of Hormuz? India's potential role as a back-channel mediator. Impact on BRICS, SCO, and India's West Asia policy. A regional war affects India more than most imagine. From oil prices to diaspora safety to trade disruptions, India's proximity is economic, emotional, and strategic. Before we move forward, please like and subscribe to Strategic Vanguard, and please share our videos to be updated with the latest news, reviews, and expert analysis from the world of defense and strategic affairs. India's geopolitical maturity is being tested. The world is watching how New Delhi responds, not just as a regional power, but as a potential peace broker. Could India emerge as a neutral voice for dialogue between Israel and Iran? How India's response fits its aspiration for a permanent UNSC seat? Will India risk tilting too far or continue playing the long game? India isn't choosing between Israel and Iran. It's choosing strategic elevation over emotional alignment. In a world of hard choices, the power lies in restraint, and India is quietly mastering that art. Nearly 85% of India's crude oil is imported, and a significant portion flows through the Strait of Hormuz. Any conflict involving Iran puts these supply lines at immediate risk. India stopped buying oil from Iran in 2019 under U.S. pressure, but always sought ways to restore trade. A full-blown war could spike crude prices, strain India's current account deficit, and increase fuel inflation. Indian Navy's growing presence in the Arabian Sea reflects its concern over SLOCs, sea lines of communication. India's Gulf diplomacy includes balancing ties with Saudi Arabia, UAE, Iran, and Israel, each rivals in different ways. India's economic heartbeat runs through the Gulf. A single miscalculation in this region can echo all the way to Indian kitchens, factories, and highways. India is no longer just reacting to global conflicts. It's being watched for its responses and restraint. Can India step into a leadership role? India's G20 presidency showed its rising diplomatic muscle. With influence in both the global South and strategic West, India is uniquely positioned to mediate or de-escalate. Back-channel diplomacy. India has used it in Afghanistan, Russia, Ukraine, and Middle East peace efforts. Yet, overt mediation in a conflict involving Israel risks alienating Arab partners, and vice versa. India walks the razor's edge not just for its national interest, but because the world is looking at India as a balancing power in a divided world. Before we move forward, please like and subscribe to Strategic Vanguard, and please share our videos to be updated with the latest news, reviews, and expert analysis from the world of defense and strategic affairs. Some criticize India's silence in times of conflict, but silence when strategic is not weakness, it's leverage. India's refusal to choose sides isn't indecision, it's discipline. Where others rush to take sides, India preserves space to negotiate, de-escalate, and act when it matters most. In the Israel-Iran conflict, India is not a bystander, it is a silent stakeholder. And with each conflict it navigates, India is proving it doesn't need to shout to be heard. In the smoke of war and fog of alliances, India chooses clarity of purpose. And that, perhaps, is its greatest strength. In a world tearing at its seams, where alliances crumble and missiles speak louder than diplomacy, India stands at the crossroads of history and responsibility. Tied to Israel through shared security, bound to Iran through history, trade, and geography, surrounded by chaos, yet guided by quiet confidence. While others declare sides and draw red lines, India draws a circle, one wide enough to include both reason and restraint. Because true power isn't in picking a side when the world expects it, it's in staying centered when the world tilts. The Israel-Iran conflict is a test, not just of missiles and men, but of India's maturity as a global player. And the world is watching, not for India's reaction, but for its resolve. Fade to black with the words on screen. India's silence is not absence, it is presence, measured, deliberate, and enduring. This is Strategic Vanguard, where we don't chase noise, we pursue perspective.